Hope you had an excellent Travers Day. It was fun to see the champions run their races. Firenze Fire was hilarious. But yeah, it was a bit of a chalky day for the most part. So I don't know. It was good though. It was fun to watch. Hopefully today we can make a little bit more money. There's definitely some opportunities throughout the card. Let's jump right into it with a look at race number 2. I've got just the one watch list horse today, and it's the 5 Uncle Mo's Cat here in race number 2. So we're looking at 5.5 furlongs on the grass for maiden 50,000 claimers. He got on the watch list because I thought, there was a little moment of him checking and then being wide. The horses I think are the main players in here. The 4-horse Partners Hope. Partners Hope, this last race was actually really, really good. It's interesting that Saez goes off of here. He goes onto the 9, who I think is a big player too, but Partners Hope, this was a decent effort. Linda does quite well with her second start off the claim, and her 1 to 7 day angles, like she's wheeling this horse back quickly if he stays in. Again, I'm doing this before scratch time, but that's been a pretty strong angle for Linda in the past. So Uncle Mo's Cat, Wayne Potts not having, he's hitting the board in 6 seconds, 4/3, but only the 2 wins. So bit of a struggle. Blinkers go on here, loses Rosario, but does pick up Jose Ortiz. So Uncle Mo's Cat has kind of exposed himself. This is what he is. I'm not sure. I really don't think he can win this race, but he's on the watch list, so I thought I would mention him. I guess we'll take a quick look here because I'm only going to go through. I like to share what I've seen. So the 2 Everesting is a major player in this race, and he finished ahead of Uncle Mo's Cat. Yeah, so we'll just take a look here at what happens further on in the race. He's not quite that far. Yeah, let's go a little bit sooner than that. It's kind of all happened by then. So he checked here right before that. For some reason, he kind of bounced back. So he's running along here. Life is good, and the horse on the outside of him was going to kind of duck into him. Is what happened. I think was it before that? Yeah, it was before that. Anyways, he swings way to the wide outside. Now he's got clear sailing here. Everesting's been doing all the dirty work on the front end and is going to hang on and finish in front of him. I thought that Uncle Mo's Cat kind of ran okay. He kind of hung a little bit down the stretch, I guess, but he's going as much as he can. And he never even did get to Everesting, who did all the dirty work there. So to me, what I like about Everesting is he draws the outside now. He had the inside post position last time and now gets to the outside. So that helps front runners like this because they can kind of pick their path. He's not necessarily a front runner, but it's been a decent style for him in his last couple of starts. Distance suits, Everesting to me the top pick. The 9 Charleston Strong, I like him just about the same. So I'm going to play those 2 prominently on top. And the supporting cast for me in race number 2 will be the 4 and the 5. From there, we'll take a look at race number 3. I'm going to do 3 races in a row here, sticking to the grass, going 1 mile in distance. This is a very high-level optional claiming race. So breaking the rules is interesting. I think I actually like this horse to win. He's coming off another gap in his form, a 6-year-old. He's run 17 times. It's okay. He wins a lot, so that's good too. The last time he had this huge break here from June of 19 till June of 20, so he was off just over a year. Came back going 9 furlongs and won that race. That's a great training job. Shug McGahey is so good at what he does. I see things like that. Like to me, that's a masterpiece. Like Shug's the Van Gogh of layoffs. And then came back and won right back with his top buyer of 101. A couple of tough placements here. After that, it's not like he really fell off the radar until maybe his last start wasn't as good, but he was running in some pretty ambitious spots. Won't see these kind of horses here today. Rosario sees fit to ride. He's ridden the horse before, beaten favorite in the Lure last year. This is a good spot for breaking the rules. I think he's, if he's 3-1, which is the morning line, that would definitely be legit. My exacta plays in there. I don't know. I really like him. I'll probably go to the entry, the 1A. Obviously, there's a couple main track only horses in here. The 1A Sacred Life seems legitimate to put underneath. Rosario had ridden him last start. Now he goes to the Shug horse. So the Forbidden Apple. The problem with him is he gets he's a closer, and he gets compromised by slow paces, and I'm not sure he's going to get the kind of pace scenario that he needs to be a major player today. Maybe the 4 Analyze It will be in a better position. That positionally he should be sitting closer, so that might make him a better exacta threat. But to me, it's the 2 horse Breaking the Rules. Looks fairly legit there in race number 3. In the 4th race, 7 furlongs, head over to the dirt here. The 3 horse Too Early interests me quite a bit here in race number 4. The 2 has, you know, some merits to him for sure. I mean, that's the thing with Todd. Todd's barn is unbelievable right now. Like he's winning left and right with everything. Saez on this one, I think, suits. This horse has a little bit of tactical speed, so he's legit off of the layoff, I think. But I'm interested in the 3 Too Early. Too Early, Linda Rice horse. This horse goes to Jose Ortiz today. Lescano is a great rider. I've made a ton of money on him, especially on the grass, but I'm just a little bit intrigued by the rider change here. Lescano ends up on the Hennig horse in the inside Bourbon Bay. But I think Too Early is you know, to me, he really looks like he's in a good spot. He's going route to sprint, which I find interesting too, because he's been going these longer distances, 9 furlongs. Now he cuts right back to 7 furlongs. So he finishes second in a lot. So that's a bit of an issue. So, you know, he's definitely an exacta player here with the 2 Perfect Munnings. Maybe the 4 to Bronze Bomber. Again, of course, it's 8-5 morning line, probably over bet. Rudy's not having that bad of a 13 third place finish. You know how frustrating that is for a trainer to have 13 third place finishes? It's like you're there, but you're not quite good enough. And it's a huge difference between, if you even take like 4 of those and make those wins, like that makes your season right there. Anyways, Irad sticks here. I think that's good. I think that this horse looks like a fairly competitive sort. And just one more, race number 9 is another one that I'm interested in on the inner turf. Good Lord. I mean, if you don't have speed, if you can't get into a good position on the inner turf, you're completely toast. For that reason, I like the 1 horse Ranger Fox, because obviously with the inside post position, he picks his spot. Stretches out to a route of ground for the first time. The 7 furlong races are very competitive. You get Rosario, who's unconscious right now too. Coming off a maiden score, it's not an easy thing to do. You know, I can pull this stat up on just about any trainer, and it's not ever going to be a really strong stat. Maiden winner last out, because obviously you've faced tougher competition. Now with John Terranova, he's 2 wins from 45 starts with maiden winners last out. And you know, if you want to, and the turf will be as depressing. Obviously, you can't get much worse than, well, it's 0. He's got 0 wins in 21 starts. So you bet a horse like this to win, and he's 4-1 morning line. He's going to take money. Everything looks good about him. We're betting the horse, not the trainer, but you know, that stat kind of sticks in the craw a little bit, right? Exactas for sure. Pletcher, this horse coming off of stakes runs, turning back in distance. Dr. Jack to me is extremely live here in race number 9, and the 7 horse Straw Into Gold, another big player. Christophe Clement, just when you think his barn's going a little bit quiet, he has a couple days like he's had this weekend. So Straw Into Gold. This horse is interesting on the turf. You know, he's never run anywhere else. He's been okay. He's not been anything flashy, but he's consistent. He runs the same race every time. If they run a little bit up front, he can be coming late. That's the problem, though, on the inner turf. Is he going to be able to get the kind of trip that he needs? I think he's going to have to use some of that speed to get himself into a position. That's the lesson of the day. It's all about trying to visualize how a race is going to go. It's one thing to sit there and say, oh, this horse has the best speed figures, or he's got the best trainer, the best jockey. But if the race doesn't set up for him, then he's got no shot. And again, those ones become good plays the next start if they were really compromised by who else they were in with, like closers who end up in a race with no speed horses, and or 1 speed horse, even worse, who goes super slow up front, and they can't run the race. So always looking at those kind of things and keeping it in mind as to why maybe your horse didn't run all that well today, and maybe wanting to bet him the next time he comes back. Anyways, that's enough of that. It's Sunday. Enjoy it, and we'll see you back here on Wednesday. Saratoga is starting to wind down.